Good morning, everybody. I'm leaving for camping today, but I wanted to give a program for you guys for the rest of this week and into this weekend so that you guys have a new exercise routine. Forgive me for the shadows on the wall. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. So it's a little dark in here, so I'm going to kind of fiddle with the lighting as we go, but it's going to be about 45 minutes, and yeah, we'll just kind of go from there. So I'm going to get you to grab your chair because I am going to have you open up your hip first. Now, try not to kick anything behind you. It's a little bit different than what we normally do, but you have done all these exercises before. What I want you to do is have one hand on the back of a chair or a couch or something that doesn't move, and I want you to lift the knee up, bring it down, kick it out to the side, bring it down, and then kick it to the back and bring it to front. So that's why I want you to make sure you have room behind you, okay? Same leg, we'll just do it a few times. Bring the knee up, out to the side, and back. You are working on range of motion, so as you get into this exercise, I want you to go a little bit higher, a little bit more out to the side, and a little bit further back. So it'll just kind of gradually, you'll be getting a little bit more into that hip mobility as it warms up. We'll just do this one more time. Perfect. Same thing on the other side. So I'll get you to switch chairs. If you're using your couch, you can just kind of turn the other way. Knee up first, then to the side, and then back. Knee as high as it'll go, kicking out to the side, and back. You don't have to keep up pace with me, especially if there's balance issues going on, but like I said, using that chair so that you have most of your balance, I want you to pick up that knee as much as you can, kick out to the side as much as you can, and kick back. Last time here, and good. So I will get you to just start with those knees up nice and high, breathing deep, shoulders back, core is active. Today what we're going to do is 2 exercises, 3 sets, just so that we can get through, keep the cardio up, and keep everything moving nice and smoothly. If you want to use the chair or your couch for the next one, feel free to do so. But I just want you to do some butt kicks. So you're kicking as far back as you can. If you don't want to use the chair, that's fine. You might have to lean a little bit forward just to feel it right in the front of the legs. And just like the other ones, I want you to gradually kick back a little bit more, kick back a little bit more. Just so that you can breathe into it and work into that quad stretch and the knee flexibility without hurting yourself. Good. Feet are about hip distance apart. I'm going to get you to bend into the hips as much as possible, and then up nice and high. Down and up. As always, you're trying to squeeze your glutes when you stand up and push your hips forward. Depth is up to you, but you do go as much as you can, and the hips and the knees work together for that movement. Couple more times. And good. Wide stance with the feet. I'm going to do core twists, side to side. Make sure you lift up that heel so you don't hurt your knee. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. And we're going to do 2 separate shoulder and arm exercises, stretches. So I'll get you to slow down. And you're going to do shoulder circles first. So try and go up as high as you can, and then pull them away from the ears. Really getting those shoulder blades active. And then we're going to turn those arm circles, those shoulder circles, into arm circles. Try and keep that arm as close as you can to the ear and as far back as possible. They might not be equal. Keep going with that. I'm going to try and move my light here to be here. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. Nope, not even at all. Oh, it's funny. well, try best. And good. Shoulders are back and down. Feel free to have some water if you'd like. You are going to need your weights for the second exercise. If it's too heavy with 2 weights, because it's the shoulder press that you might feel that in, you can absolutely bring it down to 1 dumbbell at any time, or if you have lighter weights, you can move it to that one as well. The first exercise though, just normal sit down squats with front kick. So I'm going to get you to sit on the edge of your chair, feet about hip distance apart, shoulders back, core is active. I want you to kick, kick, stand up, squeeze those glutes, come back down. Standing up, come back down. As always, don't worry about pace, about keeping up with me. If I'm going too fast, just slow it on down. Make sure that you get as much knee extension as possible, and every time you're standing up, you push those hips forward, squeezing the glutes every time. 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and perfect. Grabbing onto those dumbbells. This is going to be a bicep curl and shoulder press. So like I mentioned, if the shoulder press becomes too heavy, you can lighten that weight at any time. Feet are about hip distance apart. Squeeze your glutes. Shoulders are back. Bend into knees just a little bit. I want you to bicep curl up. Rotate the weights out. Shoulder press. And then come back down. Bicep, shoulder press, come back down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, last time, and 12. Good. I'll get you to sit down on your chair. I'm just going to try and turn this light off and see if that helps. It really doesn't. All right. Early morning workouts. They're interesting. All right. Feet are about hip distance apart. Try and sit up as tall as you can, and try not to lean back. Your core is active in this exercise. Kick, kick, stand up, squeeze the glutes, come back down. Shoulders are going to kind of roll back and down every time you stand up, but because you're always trying to keep that nice tall torso, you are going to be in that neutral position the whole time, hopefully, in the upper body. The more you can isolate the glutes, the better. This will be your 8th rep. We're going to do 15. 6 more times. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe deep. Grab 1 or 2 weights, depending on that shoulder press. Feet are about hip distance apart. Bend into the knees, bicep curl up, and shoulder press. It's all about range of motion. So you're trying to get those dumbbells as high as you can up towards the ceiling. Straighten those arms. Keep them as close to the ears as possible. 6. Squeeze your glutes. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And 12. Good, good. Okay. Last time. Feet are about hips distance apart. Shoulders back, sitting up nice and tall. Kick, kick, stand up, squeeze the glutes. 2, 3, try and pull that belly button into your spine the whole time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 more reps. If you don't want to keep pace with me, it'll just be more of a timed session. So you might get out 10, 12, or 15 reps. Your choice. Just keep that posture nice and safe. One more time. Good. All right, grabbing both of those weights. Shoulders are back and down. Core is active. Squeeze your glutes the whole time. Bicep curl, shoulder press. So even halfway through this third set, if it gets too hard with that shoulder press, you can put one dumbbell down and just use one dumbbell to do the bicep curl and the shoulder press. You won't be able to rotate out. It'll look like this. Bicep, shoulder, come back down, okay? But of course it does take some of that pressure off of the arms. A few more times here. Keep squeezing those glutes. Give me one more rep. And you're good. All right. Feel free to play music. You can have some water, sit down, have some rest. I highly recommend having the radio on or playing your favorite tunes while you're doing this workout because it's really, really quiet so early in the morning. You know, cats are sleeping, Jason's sleeping upstairs. So it's pretty quiet here. So if you need it, absolutely play music in the background. This next one we are going to be moving. They're going to be walking frontal lunges. It'll be 2 lunges forward, and then we're going to turn and do 2 lunges. So if you have a couch or a wall that you can use, that would be good. Just because for balance purposes, I do want you to balance, absolutely, 100%, but I also want you to be safe. So if you start to go over, you can have a wall there or a couch to catch you. So essentially what it is you're starting in that neutral position, shoulders are back, core is active. You take a big step forward regardless of how you're doing these lunges, but it's the depth of the bend in the knee. The more you bend into the knee, the harder it is. So essentially what I want you to do is step forward, lunge. Notice I go straight down, and then lunge, and then you're going to turn around and do the other way. So it'll be forward, forward, and then turn. So you might be going forward and back, depending on what's going on in your living room here, okay? So regardless, just make sure you have that wall there, shoulders are back, core is active. Step forward, and then I want you to turn around. Lunge, lunge, turn around, keep going. As always, the speed is up to you. It's what you can control. Might be a little bit slower, might be a little bit faster. Keep going. One more time. Lunge and lunge. Good. You're going to grab your chair because you're going to be doing seated rows. With seated rows, you do need your dumbbells. You're on the edge of the seat in that bent over position. So you remember, you're always staying in this bent over position. The only thing that's moving is your arms. You're going to come up and then come back down, squeezing those shoulder blades together, okay? Roll the shoulders back and down, right bent over. You stay here the whole time. Lift the elbow, squeeze, come back down. Squeeze those shoulder blades, come back down. Don't forget to breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more times, 14, and 15. Good. Okay, so again, if you need a wall or a couch, feel free to use it. Walking frontal lunges. Step forward and forward, turn around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last 2, 15, and 16. Good. Grabbing your chair or sitting on the edge of your couch, whatever you have. As long as your couch isn't too squishy and it can support you in this position. If you're too low in a seated position, this one won't work out so well. So remember, right bent over, and go ahead, we're going for 15 reps. Lift, squeeze, come back down. 2, 3, again, you're trying to pull the belly button into the spine while you breathe, while you do the movement. 7, 8, 9, try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. All right. One last time. Using that wall. Start in that neutral position. Squeeze your glutes. Core is active. Forward, forward, turn around. 3, 4, try to keep that torso nice and tall. 5, 6, and don't ever let the knee do this. Okay, it's a down motion. 7, 8. If your knees start to hurt, it's because you're going forward instead of down. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, last time. With those seated rows, right bend forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together. 1, 2, take your time with this one. 3, really isolate those muscles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Perfect. Okay, feel free to have some water. Catch your breath. You're gonna stand in your chair anyways, just for a second, so you can do that seated cross ankle stretch before we go down onto the floor. So I want you to cross that right ankle over the left knee, sit up nice and tall, and lean forward, breathing into it. To get a deeper stretch, you can push down on the bent knee as well, but every time you exhale and you lean forward, you're definitely gonna feel that stretch, hopefully mostly in the hip, but this can also ricochet into the knee or the thigh, lower back maybe. Don't forget to breathe. You can hear Smudge, he's in the bathroom right now. Apparently he's done being in there. And you can switch to the other side. Sit up nice and tall. Then leaning forward. Breathe. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears. And good. Okay, so definitely you're gonna bring your dumbbells down with you. If you need to use the chair, use the chair to get down onto the floor. I'm gonna go let Smudge out of the bathroom. Oh my goodness. Such a little there, okay? Nice and free. Come say hi to everybody. Okay. So you are gonna have your dumbbells down on the ground, but first we're gonna be doing push-ups. So once you're doing push-ups, of course, you have to be down on the ground. So I am going to get you pretty much on your hands and knees to start, but to get into that push-up position, you're going to start on the floor. So I want you laying down flat on your stomach so you can get your hands in the proper position. They're going to be wide, shoulder distance apart, or a little bit closer. That is up to your comfort level. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Squeeze those glutes. And I want you to come up and then back down. If you want, you can also tuck those toes under and you can push up to the feet and do normal push-ups. Or you can absolutely lie all the way down on the floor, push yourself up, and then come back down on your cat. Okay? Your choice. We're going for 10 reps. Squeeze those glutes, core is active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hi Smudge, 8, 9, and 10. So you can push back into child's pose. It's a wide stance with those knees and your butt comes towards your heels. Arms are forward. Hello, buddy. Good morning, good morning. So this one is a little bit of balance, and it's going to be a total core exercise because you have to not fall over, first and foremost, as you're doing limb extension. So I want you on your hands and your knees. You don't have to have flexed hands. You can absolutely be on your fists if you'd like to do that, if that's easier for you. But have a decently wide stance with the knees. Hands are running with your shoulders. This is a balance exercise. So essentially what it is it's going to be your opposite arm and your opposite leg are going to extend out and up and then come back down. Opposite arm, opposite leg, extend out and up and come back down. All right? Alternate those sides, nice and slow. Core is active the whole time. Try not to fall over. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pushing back into child's pose. Wide stance with those knees. Arms crawl forward. Breathe. And then I want you to lie down on your stomach once again to get into that push-up position. So you're coming from your knees or your feet. Get your hands in that proper position. 10 reps. Squeeze those glutes. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, don't forget about your glutes, 9, and 10. Pushing back into that child's pose, stretching out the shoulders and the back and the wrists. And then you're going to come forward into that tabletop position. Alternating arm and leg. Go ahead. Extend out and and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pushing back into that child's pose. Okay. One last time. I'm going to get you down on the floor. Sorry, my camera glitched there for a second. For those push-ups. So you can have your hands wherever they're comfortable. Thank you, Smudge. I appreciate you trying to help me with my sweaty face. Thank you. Cat slobber in the morning. 10 reps at your own pace. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pushing back into child's pose. You can roll your wrists if you'd like, just to kind of loosen up from those push-ups. And last time, in that tabletop position, if your wrists are getting sore, feel free to go into fists rather than flexed wrists. Opposite arm, opposite leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, now you can lie down on your back with your animals to come over and bug you. Hopefully he just kind of stays there. I don't know. You will need your dumbbells because we are doing skull crushers. So I want your knees bent. Tuck your shoulders underneath you, squeezing those glutes. Lift the weights up towards the ceiling. It's a wide stance here because all I want you to do is bend the elbows. Weights come right beside the ears and then come up. But the whole time I want you to push that lower back into the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Go ahead. Down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, don't forget about your glutes, 13, 14, and 15. Weights can come down. Good. All right, so we're going to be doing cross crunches. As always, with normal cross crunches, the legs are in the air the whole time, and you're bringing the opposite elbow to the opposite knee while the other leg extends out. If at any time that gets too much for the lower back, you're only going to lift one knee, come down, and switch to the other side. That's even halfway through the set. Your choice. All right? Feet up, both or just one, and go ahead. Opposite elbow to opposite knee, and switch. And switch. And switch. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Bring the feet down, breathe through the belly, tuck the shoulder blades back underneath you for those skull crushers. Squeeze those glutes, lift up, and go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You contract those glutes as hard as you can. 7, and then hold it. 8, 9. I want your glutes to be shaking by the end of these skull crushers. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights can come down. And we're going to go back to those cross crunches. Feet in the air the whole time, or at any point, you can just put one foot down and modify it. Lifting the head and the feet. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Breathe through that belly. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. We have one more time. Push the lower back into the floor. Squeeze those glutes as hard as you can. Lift the weights up. And go ahead. Skull crusher down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. Perfect. Okay, with those cross crunches, third set here, so really pay attention to your back. Hands behind your head, lifting the feet up in the air, and go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Breathing nice and deep. Arms are going to go out into a capital T position. I want you to lift the feet up in the air. The knees are bent. And you're going to drop both legs to the right. Deep inhale through the belly. And when you exhale, I want you to push forward with your hips so that the knees can stack. And then press the left shoulder blade into the ground. Deep inhale. Exhale, twist. Deep inhale. Exhale, twist. Keeping the feet on the ground, very, very gently. Come back to center. Then you lift the feet back up. And I want you to drop both legs and knees to the other side. Now with this one, deep inhale. When you exhale, push those hips forward. It's going to be the right shoulder blade that pushes down towards the ground. Deep inhale. And when you exhale, you push the hips forward. On the next exhale, press the shoulder blade down to the ground. Breathing into that stretch. Keep your feet on the floor. Come back to center. Once you're at center, hug the knees in towards the chest. So any way that's comfortable for you, probably coming onto your side first. I want you to stand up. If you need chair, feel free to make your way over to the chair so that you can use the chair for assistance. We're going to be doing calf stretch. So you're going to be using probably a wall, but I'll just show you here on the couch so you get a little bit better view. The toe is as high as possible on the wall. The heel is on the ground and this knee is straight. So generally we'll have the tendency to A, open the hips this way so that they're not facing the wall, and then B, when I say move towards the wall, the head goes this way, okay? What you're trying to do is isolate the calf muscle. So I actually want you to rotate the hips towards the wall, standing up nice and tall. On your exhale, the hip bone of that leg, the hip bone, I want you to push forward. And that's where it comes from, is the hips, not the head, okay? You're trying for that hip extension forward so you can get that calf to really, really stretch in the back of the leg. And you can come back, switching to the other side, nice and high, heels on the ground, knee is straight, and push forward. So you can do anything you want with that back leg. It can be up, down, close, far. It's this leg, the leg that you're actually trying to stretch, that is the important one for positioning. And then you can release that, shaking out your legs, shoulder circles, back and down. We're going to end with a neck stretch. So once your shoulders are away from the ears, they're back into that neutral position, I want you to tilt your head to the right as far as possible, ear coming down towards the shoulder. Breathe into it. You can slightly tilt that chin forward or back to where it was so that you can stretch all the scalene muscles here. Come back up to center, tilt your head to the other side. Breathe deep. You can tilt that chin down or up, whatever feels better in that stretch. Come back to center and finish with a couple more shoulder circles. Good. All right, well, I know it was a quick one, but I wanted to give you guys something before I left for the weekend again. Hopefully I don't get rained out too bad or a tornado doesn't hit or anything like that, but if something like that happens, I'll let you guys know. You know, adventure awaits always. So have a wonderful day and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye for now.